I'll ask you to be my sanctuary when past wounds threaten our future. Once married, love becomes the brave act of holding on through every doubt. Marriage means loving a soul that sometimes forgets how to love itself. Your faith will be the light leading us through nights of uncertainty. I'll need your courage to face the shadows love sometimes brings between us. To marry is to promise to grow through pain, not apart from it. Marriage is the sacred vow to stand united even when hearts bleed quietly. I'll ask for your love that heals what words could never reach. To love is to accept that sometimes the deepest wounds are invisible. Once married, I'll need your heart to hold my fears without judgment. Your love must be the strength that lifts me when I can't stand alone. Marriage will ask us to be gentle with the parts that break and mend. I'll need your presence to quiet the storms that rage within me. To marry is to promise to face life's unknowns with a shared, fearless heart. Your soul will be the mirror reflecting the love I struggle to see in myself. If this touched your soul, don't scroll, like, comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more. I'll ask you to love me when I'm unlovable and still see the light within. Marriage means becoming the safe harbor for each other's restless, wandering hearts. To marry is to promise to never walk away from a soul that needs you most. Your love will be the quiet miracle in a world that often forgets kindness. I'll need your faith when doubt threatens to unravel the threads of us. Once married, love is the courage to stay when leaving feels easier. Marriage will ask you to see my flaws as maps to deeper connection. I'll ask you to hold me when silence speaks louder than words ever could. To love is to choose each other every day, even when love feels like war. Your heart must be the shelter where my restless soul finally rests. Marriage is a promise to hold the fragile beauty within each broken piece. I'll need your strength when my own falters beneath the weight of the world. To marry is to trust the unseen threads binding two souls as one. Your love will be the light guiding me through nights of endless doubt. Once married, I'll need your hands to catch the parts of me that fall. Marriage means loving fiercely, even when love asks us to be vulnerable. I'll ask you to be the peace my turbulent heart desperately seeks. To love is to become guardians of each other's sacred, unspoken wounds. Your heart must be brave enough to love the parts I hide from the world. Once married, our love will be the quiet revolution that heals us both. Our marriage will be the quiet rebellion against every fear that tried to cage our hearts. I'll need your unwavering belief when shadows threaten to swallow the light between us. To love in marriage is to become each other's fierce defenders and softest refuges. Your love must be the anchor when life's storms try to pull us apart. I'll ask you to hold my silence like a sacred prayer only we understand. Marriage will ask us to face our brokenness, then choose love anyway. Once married, I'll need your heart to fight for us when mine feels too tired. Our vows will be the armor that shields fragile souls from life's ruthless battles. To marry is to promise to cherish every crack that makes us human. Your strength will be my breath when despair tries to steal the air between us. I'll need you to love me through the parts I fear will never heal. Marriage means choosing love when the past screams to pull us apart. To marry is to promise a lifetime of gentle patience with fierce honesty. Your faith in us will be the light that guides us out of darkness. Once married, I'll need your quiet courage to face what no one else sees. Our love will be a sacred fire burning away the scars of yesterday. I'll ask you to be my calm in the chaos only we can feel. Marriage asks us to trust the beauty born from vulnerability and shared pain. To love is to hold space for the wild and the tender within each other. Your heart will be the home where my restless spirit finally finds peace. I'll need your hands to build a sanctuary from the ruins of our fears. Marriage will test us, but I'll need your love to keep us unbreakable. To marry is to promise to listen with your soul, not just your ears. Your love must be the fire that warms my darkest, coldest nights. I'll ask you to hold me tight when words are too fragile to speak. Once married, I'll need your pen to believe in us beyond all doubt. Our bond will be the quiet miracle that heals wounds no time could touch. To love is to face the unknown with a heart fierce enough to stay. Your strength will be the shelter where my storms find refuge and rest. Marriage is a promise to fight for love even when it feels like war. I'll need your courage when the past threatens to unravel the thread of us. My dear, once married, I'll need your courage to love my shadows as fiercely as my light. Marriage asks us to heal not just ourselves, but the wounds we never knew we carried. To marry is to hold a promise that your heart will cradle my broken pieces gently. I'll need your silence when words shatter us, a quiet strength beyond all noise. Together, marriage demands we rebuild from ruins, with hands trembling but hearts unyielding. Once married, your patience will be my sanctuary through storms only we will understand. I'll ask you to love the parts of me even my own soul fears to meet. Marriage is a sacred war where we fight not each other, but the ghosts we inherit. After vows, your eyes must read my pain when my lips refuse to speak it. I'll need your faith to walk through fires that burn but also purify our bond. In marriage, we're architects of hope, building bridges over silence and regret alike. When I falter, I'll need you to carry the weight of love without complaint or fear. Marriage is the dance of two souls learning new rhythms of forgiveness every day. I'll need your hands to catch me when I fall from the heights of my own fears. To marry is to trust a heart that sometimes breaks to become whole again. Your love must be the lighthouse when my spirit is lost in night's darkest seas. Marriage asks us to speak truths softer than whispers, yet louder than storms. I'll need you to see the cracks in my armor and love what leaks through. Once married, your courage must shield the fragile parts I'm too afraid to show. Our vows will bind us to battles no one else can see or understand. I'll ask for your patience when the weight of our wounds silences our song. Marriage is a mirror that reveals the parts of us we must fiercely love or lose. I'll need you to walk beside me through grief no words can ever explain. Once married, love is a language written in both tears and tender touch. Your soul must hold space for mine's storms, calm and wild, intertwined forever. Marriage will teach us to find beauty in scars that time and truth will trace. I'll need your unwavering heart when mine trembles beneath the weight of change. To marry is to become a guardian of sacred vulnerabilities and fierce truths. Our love will be a rebellion against every wound that tried to define us. Once married, your silence will sometimes be the loudest promise of understanding. I'll ask you to be the peace my restless soul desperately craves after chaos. Marriage means loving a soul that's both broken and blazing with endless light. I'll need your hands to build me up when the world pulls me down. To marry is to accept the storms and still choose each other every dawn. Your love must be the quiet strength beneath my loudest fears and dreams. Marriage is the sacred art of loving someone even when they forget themselves. Once married, I'll need your courage to face the unknown as one unbreakable. I'll ask for your grace when my past tries to shadow our future's light. To love in marriage is to choose healing over hurt every single time. Your heart will be the harbor where my restless soul finds rest and renewal. Marriage will ask you to love my silence when my words fail to carry truth. I'll need your eyes to see the love buried beneath my deepest fears. To marry is to hold space for growth that sometimes feels like breaking apart. Your faith in us will be the bridge across every abyss we encounter. Once married, love means fighting not against, but for the fragile hearts we hold. I'll ask for your unwavering hope when my spirit feels like giving up. Marriage is the sacred promise to never abandon the soul that chose you first. Your love must be a gentle fire, warming every cold corner of my heart. I'll need your strength when my own falters beneath the weight of life's storms. To marry is to become keepers of each other's most sacred wounds and wonders. Marriage will ask you to hear the silence behind my loudest cries for help. I'll need your hand in the darkness when my faith in us wavers. To love is to promise you'll hold me even when I feel most unlovable. Once married, we'll become alchemists, turning pain into a bond stronger than time. Your heart must be brave enough to love the parts I'm afraid to show. Marriage is the sacred dance of choosing each other despite every scar. I'll ask you to love me fiercely, even when love feels like a battlefield. To marry is to share a soul's journey through heartbreak, healing, and hope. Your love will be the song that guides me through nights of silent despair. Once married, your presence will be the home my weary heart always seeks. I'll need your strength to stand beside me when the world feels cold and cruel. Marriage demands a love that is fierce, tender, and endlessly patient with faults. To marry is to promise your heart as the keeper of my deepest truths. Your love will be the quiet anchor in my storm-tossed sea of fears.